good, but some of the non-verse ones I think make decent recitations as well. This is one I back in the 1990s, so make allowances for the topical references. I had hoped to lead an independent life. Instead, I am so dependent I can barely comprehend it. I am dependent on supermarket chains to truck foodstuffs close enough to my house for me to buy them. I am dependent upon a refrigerator, so I don't have to go to the supermarket every day, which I don't have time for. I am dependent upon an automobile to take me to the supermarket, not to mention to my job to earn the money I exchange for food. I am dependent upon mechanics to assure me that my car will not collapse into pieces while it's taking me to my job. I am dependent upon the bank to make the necessary transfer of money after I've given the mechanics my credit card to pay for their automotive insurances. I am dependent, while I labor at my job in order to refuel my credit card, upon pipes and wires to give me light to see with and air to breathe. I am dependent upon inconceivably small snippets of electrical energy to enable me to write this column on a computer screen. I am dependent upon eyeglasses to see this column on the computer screen. I am dependent upon more snippets of energy to burn some hamburger when I am hungry. I am dependent upon muscular Midwesterners to kill and subdivide cows so they can become my hamburger. I am dependent upon a piece of furniture with a glass screen in it to allow Peter Jennings to show me the news. I am dependent upon a thick black wire coming down the road and into my glass screen furniture to allow me to switch to the Weather Channel when I tire of Peter Jennings. I am dependent upon woven fibers made improbably from petroleum derivatives to clothe my nakedness. I am dependent upon a battery to power the smoke alarm that will go off if I set the house on fire by falling asleep with the hamburger burning, thus keeping my petroleum-derived clothes from melting on me. I am dependent upon teachers to explain math to my children, doctors to keep me breathing, and police to keep me from being robbed. I am dependent upon airline pilots on the approach path to Newport News Williamsburg Airport, which is over my house, not to suddenly keel over and dive onto my head. I am dependent upon the telephone and the fax machine, not because I want to be, but because people who keep trying to get in touch with me insist upon it. I am dependent upon the microwave to cook my oatmeal in the few minutes before when I finally drag myself out of bed and when I have to go to work. I am dependent upon politicians for reassurance that my tax money is not being wasted. I am dependent upon the post office to promptly carry my tax money to the government in time to appease the Internal Revenue gods. I am dependent upon the liquor store for solace after I contemplate how much tax money has been carried off. I am dependent upon my driver's license to satisfy authorities who question whether I really am who I am. I am dependent upon the Division of Motor Vehicles for the driver's license, complete with photo that I just might possibly be able to convince the authorities resembles me. I am dependent upon plumbing for all the usual reasons and upon plumbers likewise. It would be nice to say I could cast away some of these encumbrances and lead a more independent life. Maybe I'll be able to someday, maybe not. It all depends. And